everyone. This is Tanya here, and I welcome you all to another episode of our program on EDU TV. It's a matter of principles where we're going to discuss today on the transition phase from schools to universities. I'm truly honored to have with us Ms. Deepthi Joshna, the accomplished principal of Global International School, Kuala Lumpur. Welcome to the program, ma'am.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for inviting me to this wonderful program.
With her rich experience and forward-looking approach, ma'am has been truly instrumental in creating an environment where students are not only nurtured academically, but are also empowered to grow as global citizens. And moderating our session for today, we have Professor Shalini Prakash from IFIM, a, a person with distinguished leadership who brings along deep insights into the world of education and learning with her. Welcome to the program, Professor Shalini.
Thank you, ma'am.
Today's session promises to be an inspiring dialogue on leadership, innovation, and preparing students for rapidly changing world. Let's begin the session and an exciting conversation today. Over to you, Professor Shalini.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Tanya. Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome once again to you, ma'am. So to begin with, we often hear so much about marks, percentages, and cutoffs. But what truly helps students thrive in university and beyond are the skills that go deeper than report cards.
I agree with you.
So I would like to begin this session with this big question to you. When we talk about preparing students for life, I meant beyond academics, what do you feel are the top skills every young person must develop before entering any university?
Thank you for asking that big question. And we've been trying to counsel our children that what they have learned over the past 12 years in school, much of it is going to be useful in their university, but beyond the marks, beyond writing answers in the question paper, after going through the question paper in exams, there's a lot that they have to take forward. And one of them is their research approach, the way they have to analyze, scrutinize, and the way they have to deduce their answers, not just rot memorize. The concepts, the fundamentals, they have to understand it all. So if you see, the CBSE has, moved way forward towards competency-driven questions and the way things are now being handled. No longer children are only expected to be memorizing the answers, but they are expected to put their brains into it. And CBSE also, I hope this is not just for CBSE and for the entire, a lot of other affiliating bodies also, right? So we've been trying to teach our children that it's just not a very well scripted answer booklet that you have to present to the examiner. There's beyond that. And what will definitely help them out is their own interest in the subject, their own personal, interest. And when they take it personally, everything falls into place. So critically, they have to analyze and they have to be creative enough in framing their own answers. When they have understood the concept, the fundamentals proper, then they can write any answer they feel like. So as a principal of GIS scale here, we've been trying to put our children to a lot of such, mock exams, and our pre-boards are designed in such a manner where children love to put their own answers. So we always tell, don't memorize what your teachers have given you in their short notes or what they have marked as very important questions. You try to understand from your level and write your own answers. That's one. I always tell them about this famous PPT model. PPT model stands for precision, well preparedness, and time management. So that's a 3 hours paper that they have to crack. But universities are expecting more. Universities are expecting children, those who can dig through the things, those who can research well, those who can understand from the data. And the world is moving, fast moving towards data-driven analysis, analytics. So we make sure that every child understand that better. So examination, a board examination is just an exam. That's like a stepping stone into the university life. But what will definitely help in their careers, will help them in their pursuit towards excellence, is their own interest, their own capabilities, their own thought process. So there has to be a change in the thought process in toto if Indian students have to take on this world, because the world is growing and moving rapidly towards more research and more development. So we expect our children to be aligned with this little thought.
Those are
Yes, ma'am.
such valuable points, in fact. Thank you for reminding us about research knowledge, the personal interest, and most of the students should be a great critical thinkers. And definitely, I like the PPT model, what you mentioned, ma'am.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
to put it in a nutshell, I'm sure our students listening will already be reflecting on them, on their rewiring thought process.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, moving on, in today's world, employers or universities emphasize qualities like you rightly mentioned. Maybe when it comes to research, how their ability to solve a case, what is
Mhm.
their knowledge and problem solving, not just the communication in such, like, ages ago we were emphasizing on primarily on communication. But yes, the world has changed and now we need to move ahead in rewiring ourselves. So, from your perspective, how can schools and colleges help students build these skills early on?
Wonderful. I mean, I was just about to bump into what we have just started here at GIS scale. In fact, GSG in toto has really come forward in giving it a thought here when we are trying to nurture that little value of researching this little skill of getting into deeper of things. So I think this should be a way forward. The great pioneering initiative we have taken. Maybe other schools also learn from us that way. We have instituted one little, cell in our GSG. We call it a research cell, and you will be very surprised to hear that some of our students, to be honest, KL had taken 4 students forward in getting their research papers published. And this I'm talking about, year 9, year 10 of Cambridge. So that's a small initiative where a child can actually find out what exactly he is interested in, and researching any topic that he is interested in, and publishing it on a wider scale, like on a global platform, helps children to nurture this value. And every organization, I believe that they must create a small little cell where they prompt children to think beyond. It is just not writing one exam and completing the task. It's about the ongoing process of learning more. It's about digging deep into the sciences, digging deep into the data, and that's how you prepare your own research papers. So it's quite surprising that students as young as 14 years, 15 years, they are coming forward in writing their own research papers. And they've been tuned and curated by a university professor. So we run by this motto called "Catch them young," and we have caught them young. So that is just the beginning of it. Probably, if the entire academia focuses on catching them young, definitely every child who enters university come with that mindset of research. So if we start anything at a very early age, definitely we get the byproduct what we want. So the idea is to instill those values at an early stage. So if you see, we do something on quality circles, kaizen, and a lot of other things in our school, and we put this idea of going beyond the traditional academics, and developing it as a thought process. So that should be the in thing. And I believe all the schools will agree that when you start these things at an early stage, I mean, university admissions are like a cakewalk for you.
Absolutely, ma'am. It's so true that these skills can be nurtured right from the classroom.
Yes,
Because the bunch of students, what we get, and of course, all the students, what we get are trainable. But when it comes to the skill set, well in advance, whatever, it's a complete package for us. Because every
exactly.
year of our academic has a case study. I like
Hmm.
the way you said beyond writing exam, there is something else, the world.
Yes, yes, the world. Yes, the real life
And I
situations, the
also
real life challenges.
admired the way you said catch concept, catch hold of
Yes,
them.
yes,
Right.
yes.
So that's nice to hear. The next question, it's also my personal question. I also, it happened to ask a few of the gems across. I'm asking you also the same question. Grades often dominate student and parent concern, isn't it, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
How can we
Yes, for
shift the
Indian parents,
focus?
yes, definitely.
Yeah. I just
I'm
want
also
to
a
know,
parent.
I'm
I
just
do ask my
curious.
child.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I'm just curious to know how can we shift the focus from marks to real life skills? And of course, without compromising on academic excellence.
I do agree that as Indian parent, we are so very obsessed with this rat race of gaining good marks in our board exams and getting good grades. But the fact is, the world is now shifting, and if you see, the parents are more aware these days, and of course, there has not been the kind of shift that we are looking at, but with schools now educating the parents, they were already educating the students, but now the schools have stepped up and now started bringing awareness sessions and have done a marvelous job in educating the parents and changing their mindsets. So if you see, we only focus in India. We only focus on the local universities, but after coming to Malaysia, I could understand the world has now opened up. So no longer you actually focus on only the Indian universities, you are actually focusing on the world universities. And the QS rankings really help parents to analyze and understand which university will do justice to their children. So that way, a parent needs to open his mind, and school should step forward in bringing those awareness sessions, especially the career counseling sessions that they organize for their own students. They must make some efforts to bring the parents into it and loop them in when they are analyzing these, sessions. To be very honest, I mean, our 11th and 12th, what we do is we do psychometric analysis for each and every child, and we handhold each and every kid by a team of experts, by a team of counselors. We have as I told you, we have a cell here. We call it the University Guidance and Career Counseling Cell. Now, they guide these students for various universities, and at the same time, they give little bit of career focused, counseling, so that the child feels that I'm not left alone. And in these counseling sessions, we bring all the parents together. And these sessions are one on one, and the parents also participate in this. And we have seen, I mean, this is a new concept that I started here, and our group has taken the initiative and taken it forward. But I could understand there was a lot of appreciation from the parental body, and they were very happy when it came to, oh, these are the career options available for us, and my child could have done better. But the fact is, many Indian parents are still focused on sciences, physics, maths, and all these traditional, these streams that they wanted their children to take on. But after this psychometric analysis report and the child's interest and his capabilities, so we could understand the parents also, open their minds, and they are awed by what all things are there for them to explore. So when they understand it, they are able to make better choices for their children. So I have seen there has been a drastic shift from the traditional engineering courses that children opt for, and there are more courses that open up. Children are showing interest, like law courses, like psychology courses, and like data analytics courses. So there's a lot that's coming on their way, and parents are accepting such things now. But I still feel that schools have to play a pivotal role in bringing these kind of counseling to their senior segments, and parents must be handheld, not just the child, but the parent must be handheld. And sometimes out of pressure, I have seen, a couple of years back, the parents only pressurize the kids to opt for certain streams, but now, with this kind of approach, probably children will have, better understanding of things, and their interest levels needs to be taken good care of. And I'm very, very hopeful that parents will definitely support their kid.
Thank you for that, ma'am. It's in fact reassuring to hear how both can go hand in hand, because a couple of standalone institutions emphasize only orienting their own students, but we
Mhm.
forget to connect, in fact,
Yes,
that you
yes.
have rightly pointed out, parents awareness program. So, ma'am, you were talking about there are so many students, with a good, not just an academic record, but also their standout profiles in their skills. So,
Yes.
could you share an example of any such student who stood out not just because of grades, but because of other skills, maybe like referring to his leadership quality or creativity thinking, or you were talking about the critical thinking, which is very much needed for their research? Do you remember any such example?
I do, but due to the policy of non-disclosure, I won't be able to take out the names here. But
Definitely, but we can just
yeah,
talk about the journey
yes,
of a student, which
yes.
will be truly inspiring the viewers here.
Of course. I have seen, I'm not just one, a couple of my students who were earlier pressurized to take on, physics, chemistry, maths, and they were not doing very well in maths. And I could see that they needed a lot of counseling, and the parents were, supposed to understand this. So they confided in few of my senior teachers, and they organized. And that's how we started organizing these kind of sessions. We start little early on this. So when the parents were counseled, and they could understand, yes, this is where my child faces a difficulty, and the other career options were, thrown in front of them, and they could feel that the child can do better in this. So I had a child who actually changed his subject in grade 11, and then we had to put him in a different mode of counseling. And finally, if I were to tell you, these kids, they opted here in Malaysia locally, and they opted something else. What they had earlier planned was to go back to India, write the JE mains, and get into some engineering course. So we have seen a shift from the traditional courses, and in the last 2 years, at least I'm here for the last 2 years, I've seen children opting for various different courses. So that is certainly a positive shift, a drift from the traditional ones. And the parents also are now little more open about it, and no longer the medicine and the engineering courses are the key focus areas of these parents. So there has been a shift, and I am very happy with the shift, because now when I see the same students coming back to school, they talk wonders. They talk about the support that we had given them, and they really feel very happy. So there was this child who came back, and in one of our alumni talks, he spoke about that how the last minute intervention by one of our senior teachers changed his entire life. Now he's pursuing his MBA in finance, and he's currently engaged with a top fintech company here itself in KL. and he's doing a fabulous job. So it's not, I mean, what you thought that you would be doing better, what you can always explore and find out whether it is, good for you or not, and then keep exploring. I mean, it's not, ending after grade 12, or it's not ending just after your graduation. There are different avenues that open up, and it's all about opening your mindset. So we try to seep in that little concept in their minds early, that the world is opening up, and so you should open up to new avenues, new courses, and keep up that learning spirit in you all the time, high. Because if you want to learn something new, sky is not just the limit. There's a space beyond. So I always tell my children that just look beyond is obvious to you, and keep exploring. And new things are coming up with AI now, coming up and eating up many of the traditional jobs. Definitely the things will be changing, and it's going to change for the good. So just adopt some new things, and go forward. So my AAA concept works many a times when I talk to them. Acquaint yourself first, then adopt new methodologies, and then adapt to it. So it works with wonderfully well with them.
That's truly inspiring. In fact, I'm also, getting into the students' basket because I'm learning to get to hear that PPT model, AAA concept.
These are certain jargons I have created just to pep them up and keep them
Wonderful, ma'am. Wonderful.
thinking
I'm
and
sure our
taking it
audience
forward.
will definitely engage with these, formulas what you are throwing upon. I'm sure it will encourage many of our students to explore their own unique strengths with this.
Yes, yes, yes. Everybody is a born gem. I always tell my kids that you are a gem, and you need to be properly polished, refined, and then you will sparkle out.
Yeah.
So it's there hidden in you. And once you do the right polishing, you yourself have to do it. So when you do the right polishing, you really sparkle out. So nobody else is going to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. So just go ahead and polish your skills, refine your strengths, and there you go. And people are going to, look at you and say, wow, this guy did it. So just be the trailblazer, and people are just going to follow you.
So finally, ma'am, if you had one piece of advice for students who are about to step into university life, what would you
Mhm.
tell them to truly thrive, not just survive during those years?
I would just say take life as it comes. Don't be very serious that what to do, what will happen with me, and how am I going to do. Just go with the flow. The universities are coming up with wonderful, methodologies, and I'm sure what we have taught you in school, university professors are way far ahead of us. So they definitely will come up with a lot of strategies to keep you engaged academically, and your cognitive strengths are going to improve. I'm sure about it. Now that you are skilled, you are like an octopus now with 8 legs, and you can easily capture the world. So do not stop at one place. Just keep on exploring, and just go with the flow, and keep your eyes and ears and minds open. It's only when your minds are closed you don't see the world. You keep your minds open, and definitely you see the other aspect of it. So even if it is a criticism, even if you're not able to do it, when you open up your minds, you can see through the things. And you will definitely be a winner for life if you have the right mindset. It's all about mindset. It's how you take things when it comes. I also didn't know where will I land up. Can you imagine that I started pursuing a course at this ripe age of 48 and a half? I enrolled myself in an LLB course. I mean, that was just because I wanted to pep up my kids, those who were little skeptical about taking law course. I said, let's do it together. So let's do it. I mean, that's how the inspiration has to come from within. So children can take up anything, and this is Gen Z, and they are into everything, I tell you. I mean, children are better aware of things nowadays. They know where they stand, they know their challenges, and they know how to, bring up themselves up. So we are the old minds actually. We have to just push them up. So whenever any kid comes to us, we just, try to, if we are not able to help, we try to bring some help to them.
Fine, ma'am. That's wonderful advice. Thank you so much for sharing your insights today. I'm sure your students are very lucky enough to have you as a principal.
No, I'm just
I have
learning
to
along with
tag
them.
you. So Miss Deepthi is let's work together. Kind of
Sure.
person. No, I'm tagging you. The quote, your students might be admiring with you is let's work together. It's not an individual.
Yes. I have many names here. To be very honest, I have many names here. But one thing is that they all understand what we are trying to do with them. I mean, they don't take it with the pressure. They didn't take it with, kind of a compulsion. They know that the teachers are there to help. So we are more like facilitators to them, and they are happy, engaged with us that way. It
Okay.
was nice talking to you as well. I can also understand what universities are expecting from schools. So all your questions were also, hints to me what we are supposed to do in school so that we give you better students. So
Yes.
we give you, better researchers, and that way your job is done. So we are also committed to produce some good minds in the right direction.
Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing your insights today, ma'am. On behalf of all the students, especially parents and teachers listening, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to you for
Thank you,
reminding
ma'am.
us, the most important thing. While grades matters, but it's the skills, values, and the confidence what we carry that truly prepare us for life. Thank you
True,
once again,
true.
and thank you to everyone who is watching us. Wishing all our students the very best as they prepare for the exciting journey ahead. Thank you so much, Tanya. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
ma'am.
much, Deepthi ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights. I was just hearing the entire conversation, the triple A concept, the PPT model. I think this is something everybody is going to benefit out of it. Your
Thank you.
thoughts on
Thank you.
leadership, preparing students will be beneficial not only for students. I'm sure the other educationists who will be watching this video are definitely going to benefit a lot from this. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you, Shalini ma'am, for sharing today's discussion so meaningfully. Thank you. On behalf of EDU
Thank you.
TV, I am grateful to both of you for your time and contribution. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.